Is it wrong to use the word girl when referring to a woman? As in, I saw this cute girl, or this girl was wearing the same shirt as me. Honestly, it's an awkward gap in language. As many already have pointed out, we don't call grown men boys often, so calling grown women girls could be thought of as infantilizing. However, girl is also the female equivalent of the more colloquial guy. Yes, there is gal, but it didn't really catch on. So yeah, there are instances where it can come across as weird, but part of it is the fact that gal never really caught on. Depends on context and tone more than anything. I never minded being called girl. A lot of women don't, but it's often used intentionally to discredit us. For me, it is also using the same level of respect formality when referring to the genders. I have no problem with going out for a drink with the girls if equivalent with the boys, but I definitely had a problem when one of my older colleges referred to girls and gentlemen with the formidable CEO included in the girls. He only made that mistake once to me. I have made a conscious effort in the last few years to phase out girl when talking about an adult woman. I don't call someone over 18 girl and am 55. I often say young woman but never girl. They are not girls and I understand why women don't like it. Depends on the situation. People be calling 50-yo women girls. I hate that. Personally, I think if you're over 30, it's time to use the word woman unless you're using it in terms of calling someone girl the way you'd call someone guy. Use girl when you would use boy, and use woman when would use man. I follow the general rule that if you would not call a man a boy in a given situation, do not use girl for women. In most cases, yeah, you should use woman for an adult. Woman vs girl isn't an older than me vs younger than me distinction. It's an adult vs child distinction. You aren't a child and haven't been for a very long time. That said, there are times when using girl for a young woman, or even an old woman, colloquially is not offensive. Using the girls to refer to your close female friends is usually fine regardless of age. In very casual conversation, a very young adult woman being called a girl probably isn't likely to cause significant offense. If you said I saw this girl wearing the same shirt as me and the woman is 20, not strange. But saying the same thing about a woman in her 30s or 40s is honestly strange. And I would highly recommend you never refer to anyone who is at work as a girl, even if they are a minor. A few people get upset about it, most people understand it's contextual. Okay, I'm meeting the girls at the bar. This is my girlfriend. Girls just wanna have fun. We do the same thing with men. Boyfriend boys are back in town, not okay. She's my boss. I'm supposed to take orders from a girl? Listen to me, little girl. And the same thing with men, you're not a man, you're a little boy. Lady or woman suffice just fine. Yes, girl is infantilizing. I would only use girl for someone in their early 20s and younger. I do agree that the word woman does have an air of maturity about it. The plural, not as much. Personally, I'm a proponent for the term lady. I think it sounds classy. It also works in both casual and formal use, and feels applicable for an adult woman of any age. Add a modifier like young lady or older lady or old lady, and it works for basically anyone who isn't a little kid. I think if you're part of the group being referred to come on girls, we can do it. Then it's more acceptable. If the person being spoken about is not part of a group that includes you that girl at work, then it would be rude. Unless she is a girl under 20 at work, of course. As a lesbian in her 30s, I would never say, so I met this girl, I really like her. But I have said girl as in girl. Let me tell you what's been happening to other grown women, so I think the when how you're using girl matters. I'd never say girl or female then say men. It's either women men or girls boys or males women if I'm making a point. If I like someone romantically or sexually, it's I met this woman cause she's at least 30 years old as well. I do think it's a personal preference, but it can also point to some underlying issues in certain situations contexts. I mean, it's not wrong, but as a woman myself, I stopped being a girl at 18. Girl implies children. Also female, seriously never refer to a woman you met as female. That is a bad one. Reason being is the connection to non-human animals. We refer to them as females. Unfortunately, this has stuck to animals deemed not having sentience like people do. So because of that, it feels really dehumanizing. As a woman myself, I would rather be called girl than female, and I'm sure a lot of females in this subreddit would agree. Alternatives that I personally don't think are offensive. Chick lady mole, that's an Aussie thing and is usually an insult. Cunt, another Australian thing, can be good or bad, but usually it's a good bird. A very old Australian thing. Women are preferred. It can come off as really diminishing and demeaning. Not wrong, but it can be obnoxious depending on the context. I'd say early 20s is the cutoff for girl. Once you get to your mid or late 20s, it starts sounding patronizing. You don't call men boys past their teenage years or early 20s at the latest. Like others have said, depends on who it is and the situation. Your best mates? Yeah, they are your girls. Your boss or employee probably should refer to her as a woman. Context and relationship with the person are going to be the driving factors of what's appropriate. If you'd refer to a male person as a boy, it's fine to refer to a female person of the same age as a girl. If you'd refer to a male person as a man, then you need to refer to a female person of the same age as a woman.